My name is Sarah Perkins, and I serve as the Civic Engagement Coordinator in the Office of Leadership and Civic Engagement at Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's motto, Progress and Service, permeates our campus community. Students take great pride in the tradition of service, and the Institute strives to foster public service in order to improve the human condition and to graduate good global citizens. Within the Division of Student Affairs, we promote meaningful service experiences with our community partners. One example is alternative break programs. Alternative breaks are group service projects which often take place during an institute break. Multiple groups at Georgia Tech host alternative break experiences. One example is the newly chartered student organization Alternative Service Breaks. Over spring break 2012, this group hosted 2 trips in collaboration with the office.
My first experience with ASB was my freshman year when I went on my first trip, and that was a very small trip, about 12 members, and we went to the Jacksonville Beach site, and we did Habitat for Humanity for a week, and I really enjoyed that. And so I went my sophomore year, and that time I was leading the trip. And so finally, I thought this year would be great, not so much as a leader, but I recently started a new organization on campus called Alternative Service Breaks. And so now both trips were under us this year.
I went down to Jacksonville, I joined these other students and a couple administrators, and we built homes. And I would definitely say that even though I'm not necessarily trained as a handyman or as somebody to build homes, I was able to use the skills I've learned and really the knowledge I've gained to make a difference, to comfort people, to help them create something with my time. And it was really enjoyable.
I chose to do alternative spring break because I want an opportunity to get off campus, get out of the tech bubble for a while, forget the academics and see what I could do real world to help people. And Habitat for Humanity was a great opportunity to get my artistic edge out there and be able to actually build something hands-on and see how I could physically make a difference for people.
I was able to do exactly what I thought I would. I got up at 6 in the morning with these other 19 students from Georgia Tech. We walked out, the sun hadn't even risen yet, and we pulled up to this site, this work site, where there's just a foundation in the ground and there's a couple walls up already. And they brought us in, they taught us all the skills we needed, and they led us on this incredible journey. It really was a journey through the week, where we discovered something about ourselves, about how we could make a difference. We've been in school and we've been learning, and that's great. But now we really are adults, and we can take these skills, and we can take our own abilities, and we can work together to make a difference in a community.
I may be a chemical engineer, but honestly I felt like more of an engineer trying to figure out how to put vinyl siding on a house and trying to do the problem solving with that. It's a lot more real world.
I didn't know that I was going to get so much out of it than I thought. Like, I got to know some people like personally more than like I know even some of my really good friends, and I respect so many more like people, and I don't know, the reflections, I really did get a lot from them, and just getting to know people and being able to see their view on life and on service was amazing for me.
A couple of the highlights from the week were definitely the various work sites I got to work on and the locals that I was able to meet. I didn't stay on one housing project the whole week there. I had 5 different days, and I actually went to 4 different houses. And I mean, at each one I met different homeowners who were participating in helping either construct their home or their neighbor's home. I met all sorts of retirees who just gave of their time each week to do this project in their hometown. I even met one person who flew in all the way from California to spend 6 weeks building homes in Jacksonville because he thought it was a good cause, and he'd been doing this for 11 years. And it was that sort of dedication from these individuals that really inspired me.
People do need help out there, that you don't even have to go to another country. Just a state away, there were a lot of families who needed our help.
This, as you can see, is the house we worked at Forest Lake.
You can see all of us just working really hard, trying to clean up all like bits of fence, but the problem is there's so much debris embedded in the grass. And back there you can see the new foundations of a new home being built, almost a whole year later. And the lake, it was still so dirty with tree trunks in it. It was just a lot to take in.
And here you can see clear across the neighborhood, and so it shows you the expanse of the tornado as it came through. And then here we look back at the house in general, and you can just get the feel for the damage that the tornado did. You can see the piles of trash that we've cleaned up, and at this point we have done about 6 hours of work. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you can just see the amount of debris that's piled up that's just been cleaned from the house.
So this is on the last day we were there at this house, and this is in a low-income community picking up the last bits of debris.
One new perspective that I got mainly was just that we don't have to have so much to like give as much, to have so much reinforcement, positive reinforcement of like what you're doing and people around you just like serving and working together for a common goal. I just think that to me was just the biggest inspiration, and it's for like in the future I just want to be able to be involved in more activities where we are serving together and working together to help other people.
What I've really learned after doing 3 ASB trips and seeing different groups every time is that service is transformative. It's life-changing. If you let it change you, it'll change you in very powerful ways. And at the same time, if you let that attitude remain in you, even when you come back to campus, even when you do go about doing your work, and just have an attitude of service in everything that you do, it really can change the way you interact with people and the way you understand people, because all of a sudden you're trying to put yourself in everyone's shoes and trying to say, okay, how is this person living their life? What's affecting them? What's important to them? And really, you develop much better relationships, and you grow as a person.
Through their involvement in civic engagement initiatives, students clarify personal values, discover new passions, develop leadership skills, and directly apply academic lessons in a real-world setting. As you heard from our students, alternative breaks influence students on an individual, group, and community level. One of the greatest lessons students gain from an alternative break experience is a greater understanding of how they act as change agents and how they can make a positive impact in our shared communities.
I'm ready.